at the assignment. So credits have to do with the grade.
So like the points,
Hmm.
that's the.
So it's the equivalent of an A plus to a minus. If that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah, no, not the GPA, but the actual points. So you got GPA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
said it's the equivalent.
Okay,
It's the
okay.
same thing.
Do any of those even transfer after 20 years?
Like we discussed, I mean, if you never finished, then there's nothing really to earn, right? Even though you may have done a few classes, but because you never really graduated the whole of the program, then it doesn't really count. They look at actual graduation. So
Okay,
I
but
think
if you were going for a bachelor's and got credit, I mean, got hours and points accumulated, because I went to like two different colleges, and like, I mean, I got one of my transcripts, the other one they actually have to mail it, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've put some years in, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious if any of that will be accounted for now.
so now, did you hear back from them about you signing up and stuff?
What do you mean?
You said you were gonna call them, remember? About you signing up.
Okay, so yeah, I guess because and their enrollment stuff is like yeah, it's really different. But um I'm still I'm gonna be able to get in, but I just have to go um to like a I need to do a semester or even a summer, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else. And then I'm gonna be able to go to UCLA and it's gonna be completely paid for.
Okay.
So I got my financial aid for that. I just have to do a semester somewhere and then try to get I just have to do a semester, you know what I'm saying, at a school now. And then plus that'll help, you know, I'll be able to get a laptop as long as I can start getting stuff that I need, you know what I'm saying, for, I do want to do business. That's like originally what I went to school for. That's, you know, kind of what I was raised to be, but anyways, I'm gonna enroll in, like I said, in a semester, and I'm just kind of curious if, you know what I'm saying, like I said, if any of my college credits and stuff, you see what I'm saying, because otherwise I wouldn't even be able to enroll until like next year, until 2026. But, so because they do want me to be able to start and get in there, you know what I'm saying? They partner with another college in, you know, like a community college or a trade school, but they have some partnerships with some other places, and I just need to just do a semester. You know what I'm saying? To kind of get me. I mean, I see why that would be good, but it just kind of helps them do what they're doing for me.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
That does, and that's why I said I think maybe that's the. So the way you just explained it, I think again maybe that's the answer. So I wouldn't even focus on trying to get anything transferred. Just do the semester. See what I mean? Because if they're not going to receive that, then this is the route that they're taking,
Well,
then that wouldn't really count.
I mean, it's not that they're not going to, but I was just curious, you know, what does transfer and what doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Or what's the difference between hours and then units? And then I don't even know how many I have, you know, from my other college, but I mean, I know for sure, like I said, I was like, I know I did my certification one, but I was 2 weeks. I left 2 weeks before graduation for both my teaching credentials. So, but I had to. I had to. Life.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just wondering about that. But yeah, I'm gonna be able to go. The only difference is is that I really wanted to do most of it online, but I guess they don't mind me doing like a hybrid. I guess 'cause I think they want me to be able to attend some classes there. Because I'm not gonna be able to do everything online. And I was like, my God, like I'm 46 years old. You know what I'm saying? I feel kind of weird, you know, actually going to a college at this point, you know, at this level. But they were funny. They were like, just tell them you're going for your doctorate. I'm like, come on. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I know, shouldn't be concerned about things like that. But I remembered when I was in college, you know, you see all those people, but, you know, I guess
So,
it's not about pride, it's about doing what needs to be done to get the skills that I need that are necessary, so, you know.
the oldest person that I've seen go back to school was in beauty fabric, and she went back for her master's and her doctorate in psychology.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to finish a bachelor's.
So not too old to learn. That's for sure.
But yeah, they've got, you know, program partnerships and all that good. Like, I got it worked out, but it's just like I said, it's just a matter of doing the other semester first. And actually, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's really useful because I haven't been like studying. I'm not used to that routine, and so it does make sense to do something that's easier. You know what I'm saying? Starting out, than just jumping right into it. You know, to kind of help get my study habits and all that together. My focus. You know.
Absolutely.
But I kind of wonder, like, if I do a semester somewhere, I mean, so I know, like, even the space I'm looking at, I mean, they also have, like, transfer and, transfer prep or whatever. But then I could also do something that's, you know, beneficial, so that's something I'm looking at as well. Like if I want to do transfer prep, or if I want to do something that's, you know, got business or construction, like I want to build and do some things.
You mean architecture or
No,
construction?
more construction. I mean, I love architecture, but that's really in depth and it's a lot. No, I want to build and do some things. Like and so I'm going to work with native food. There's some stuff here and in another state. So, but
So you're talking about tribal lands?
not just tribal lands, no.
No, I mean that kind of concept. It's tribal lands. So in other words, you're...
No, it's not going to be, no. No, that, the tribal lands will be also something included, but no, more public.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's been, like, it's funny because, like, I've been putting some stuff together for a long time, but I had a lapse in time. I couldn't do anything. And so now I'm still we're gonna do it, but
I see.
just something I've always wanted to do, something that needs to be done. I want to do more than one type of business, but I'm gonna start with what's easiest
Right.
to get revenue, and then go forward with a more productive one, you know.
Right.
And then do something that's more beneficial to the people that I have to be able to support it and fund it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a phase, it takes time, it's not something that happens, you know, even in a year, you know.
Right.
But yeah, you know, that plan, you know, sticking to it, it's just figuring out some the details along the way.
Mm. Will you be working with a team, or are you doing
Yes.
some?
Yeah, so I already have, I know this is kind of a little ahead of times, but so I know like on my native side, like most of them, they run a lot of different, they run, I mean, the Native American stuff, so you know, they get government funds, they do housing, they do all kinds of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be working with the people who, you know, are in charge of everything over there. With that, and then but as far as what I'm doing, I mean, I have a out here, you know, I have access to a construction team. You know, they're licensed, skilled, have all the workers, you know, are able to do everything properly, are willing, you know what I'm saying, to work for me. So, you know, once I do kind of get refreshed and, you know, get things a little bit better organized, and like I said, I got to get all the details and get everything structured properly. Like I said, for California, and then I mean they're ready. Like, you know, whenever I do it. So, you know, so I have people that can help with you know, the administration part of it on some things, and then, you know, people who are, you know, willing to work doing it. I just have to, and I know how to get funding, so I just need to get my my plan and my how it's gonna be structured, you know, my business agreement and my articles of organization, like my operating agreement. I have to get everything, because I don't do the cookie cutter thing, you know what I'm saying? I do things very specific. I research, so that way, because having a self-sustaining business model, you have to be really careful. You know what I'm saying? How you set it up, you have to make sure it's correct with the IRS, SEC, you know what I'm saying? Plus the state, you know what I'm saying, governing laws and stuff. So, but you have to, because you, in order to, you know, have one business help another business, it has to be structured properly, correctly, and you have to do it, you know, in the right way, so you don't have any issues with the SEC, because that's where people mess up, you know what I'm saying? Just because they don't say something, they're going to get you eventually. I've seen people have businesses for like 20 years, but because they were, you know what I'm saying, doing some stuff right, you know, they ended up losing it. And it's like, you can't do that. You have to do everything properly, especially if you're dealing with government. You know what I'm saying? There's no room for mistakes. So, but anyways, I just want to make sure I get, you know, all my stuff how it needs to be, so I can run it how I want to run it, and you know, because it's going to be looked at. So, so yeah, but that takes time. You know what I'm saying? It does take a little bit of time, but that's good, because in the meantime, while I'm doing that, you know, I can be enhancing my skills and learning more and getting caught up. So that's fine. That's that's what I'm gonna do.
Interesting.
But I like to have full control because that's what I need. You know, people they do business, they get greedy, and then they just want to make money, make money, make money. Like, I mean, that's fine, but you know, I want to put it towards things that actually help people,
Mm.
and that's where it's self-sustaining.
So you would be the founder 40 years before.
Because
So if I run into a hack, it's like, hey, how did you handle this? And get some feedback and also get some correction if I
Yeah.
did something wrong. And that includes how I'm financing, how I'm doing all this stuff. And so for me, when I hear people say what you just said, I oftentimes I would caution startups or people that are starting a business not to do it that way, because you will run into a danger of, if you are the only one in control and no one's holding you accountable for the business itself, it will crash and burn. Because eventually the accumulation and even the wealth of it will crush you if you want it just for your control. That's a mantle to carry.
No, I need control of it because I want the money going towards stuff that's beneficial. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making money just to be rich. I'm making money to put it towards, you know what I'm saying, something that's going to need money to help people. So I'm not just going out and being greedy. That's why I want control, because most people aren't, and especially in a capitalist economy, you know what I'm saying? People are all about money, 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 money. And so, yeah, it does make sense. No, don't do business that's going to take money away. But no, that's what I want to do. And so, of course, I want control, because everybody out there is just looking at the bottom line, figures, money, money, money. No, I want to do something that's helpful and worthwhile. And so, of course, if I can, you know, fund that and help that, then that's what I'm going to do. So that's why I want control. Because I'm not going to deal with, you know, people, even people that have degrees and stuff like that. They're just, you know, all about the money. I'm about helping. And I'm not doing a non-profit.
5.
So is it going to be a non-profit?
No, I will not do a non-profit. Absolutely not.
Okay, so this is a profitable business. It's for profit.
Yeah.
Okay. So the aspect of the giving part, so you wanting to give to different charities.
Yeah, I already know how to do all this, and actually, not I have. I've talked with, you know, different, you know, politicians, representatives, other people who do state programs and all kinds of stuff. And so they have an idea. They know what it is I want to do, and it is very doable. So I'm not like just reaching out there. It's not like I'm, you know, just uneducated and don't know what I'm doing either. You know what I'm saying? But I have spoken with a lot of people, and it is, you know, very doable. So it's not.
What is your
my business, my particular business plan, how I want to do it, just like that. You know what I'm saying? Having, you know, 2 profitable businesses, helping one, you know, matters to my heart, that I'm passionate about. So, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's fine. It is okay.
Carolyn Nicole Spencer.
You know, it's not bad.
well, the politicians?
Moshi.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
That's just how they are.
You
Because
of Altadal cover page.
they have their own interests.
Carolyn Nicole Spencer.
Which is
Fraud.
what keeps them in power.
Yes.
But yeah.
But there's still state officials, you know what I'm saying? So
Coca-Cola
you
team.
know, different things like, I mean, they have to do it. So, I mean, that's, you know, I'm not just like blindly, oh, hey, you start a business, you know.
I would never say it's blindly, but a lot of people just, if you've never done it, you don't.
Theodore is not one of our
That's why,
officers,
again,
but just
as I'm
a
listening to you,
member
that would just be the thing.
in the Honor Society
You can hear it on the
chapter.
answers, it's fine.
We inducted
No, I am
Lucas.
you know, people, I do listen. I'm always, you know, I'm all about improvement. But at the same time, you know, because I know what I want to do. You know,
I guess what I'm saying is you want to build it to where you are raising leaders and not followers. Let me just put it that way. that make sense? So in other words,
At the other day, I called my college in New York State
that means they
because
can take over if something
um,
happens to you.
we
That's your
spoke
vision,
for just a few minutes.
which holds
It's
you
just
accountable
a
to the
general
vision
phone
itself.
call.
See what I mean? Instead
I
of just
didn't
being in control.
speak to a
I'll put it that way.
specific
That's a little bit better to say.
department, but just
If you raise followers,
I think
then
the
they will never
registrar
question how you're doing things.
office.
And if you make a mistake, then there's no one to help you recover.
They said if I had more specific question, I could call back to the student help
Within the
or
business
whatever
and the business,
department
if something goes
of
wrong,
the
they will
college.
automatically say, wait a minute,
I was like,
that's not what you said.
whatever.
See what I mean?
Some
And they will hold
professors
you
of mine
accountable.
have
That's
died
what
in
you
that
want.
college,
See what I mean? You don't want just full control.
and we were told
Just
to
eliminate
help
you. Because they'll
investigate.
do it that way. That's what I'm saying. That's what's going to
And we don't know what that means. It's like, well,
See what I mean? And
not
then
even in New
the
York
next step is
State,
but if you
like
raise it,
California here.
now it's a structure that will last because the vision will last beyond you.
Well, yeah, it has to be. It has to be. There's definitely accountability, you know.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Lucas, my Spanish white ex-boyfriend, I saw near him the US travel and told me that for money he does different work, like going to Canada to help the cherry farms, coming to the US and do the farms in California with his friends and do construction work. Pay a lot of money, he said. I had to run away from him, taking the tour buses. Because I don't know what he was thinking he could do, but I just ran away. He came to the tour bus station because the African tourist woman had told him I was going to another state in the foreign public country near the US. In my traveling, I told only her.